Shit, man, I can carry around the burden. Those boys said to me that.
Working continues.
Good morning, St. Louis. Time to walk the dog, get the kids off to school, shower, what to wear. Hey, Ted, what's the weather?
I'm tracking the potential for some strong storms this afternoon.
Ooh, running late. Do I take 370 or 170?
And if you want 270 is causing some delays.
What would I do without you, Laura? What else is going on today?
Here's a rundown of this morning's headlines.
Got it. Thanks. Now I'm ready to start my day.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us.
A great day starts with News 4 this morning. Watching out for you.
What should we do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need. Over half of all men suffer from ED or PE. Either condition can ruin your sex life, but both are very treatable. Name brand pills don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. In just one visit, the physicians at Paramount Men's Medical Center can help you eliminate your ED or PE and get your sex life back, regardless of age or medical history. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call now.
You've worked hard. You've earned a life that you can call your own. Retirement worries shouldn't get in the way. But many Americans like you are finding that retiring on a fixed income is harder than they expected. Fortunately, there are insurance programs that can help. Visit benefits checker to see if you
One of these days you gon' see me, but I've been right here all this time. Hey, 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 you gonna reach out to touch me, but I won't be there by your side. No, 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 you're gonna wish you could drink me, thirsty like the desert ground.
Y'all know what time it is. What? It's a family reunion. Family reunion. About to let you slide, y'all. We're gonna start to the right. Here we go. One time. Take it back. Hey, throw it down. Hey. All right, come join us.
All right, see this. Okay, this is what it's like.
Leave the past behind. I'm gonna get something there. Put you out of my mind. I'm gonna be strong. Gonna be mine. I just want you to know that I'm not gonna be lonely no more. Don't know. Nothing more, baby. Real funky people! Rockin' up the parade! It's time to party, y'all! Happy party! Come on, y'all! You know the song! Children's method.
Wait a minute. That's not bad, man. What are you talking about? That's Bat Boy.
It ain't the bat.
Packed up all the pain, left the tears outside my door. And I'm not gonna be the one who's left out in the rain no more. I see it so clearly, the writing is on the wall, telling me I'm gonna be alright after all. Now I've opened my eyes, and I'm finally wise. No, no, no fool, no more. And no more, not a nice people. It's not the way it used to be. No more, no more. See, this time, I'm wise. The things that are going on.
Stay right. This is rehearsal. Oh my gosh, you guys kidding? All right, we're in sound check.
Hi, I'm Cindy here.
Free your mind and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. Speak your mind and change will follow. Now's the time, make your tomorrow. One of these days you gon' see me, but I've been right here all the time. Hey, 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 you gonna reach out to touch me, but I won't be there by your side. No, 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 you're gonna wish you could drink me. feel like the desert ground.
How do you guys feel about Sherry act frowning like that with her album?
I think she's cute.
You think she's cute?
That's all I think. She crew.
Sherry thinks she's cute. Huh?
Thanks, son.
She came out with a different attitude after
It was
that.
like a man to me.
I remember what we did on video.
That's old school. Life has changed.
Wait, what was that? Mr. T did in Rocky. What was that? Rocky 3. Was it Rocky 3? What the girl love my purse?
There we go. I don't have a lot to say. Come and see Terry. That's Terry, Cindy, and Ron.
I trust that feeling. Does anybody have any questions of me before I get out of here? Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, Soul Sister Rona? Hey, Taalik. I'm the brother that did my Mike Jackson in Tunica, Mississippi. Hey, now. Hello to Terry. Respect. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up.
Come and see Terry. That's Terry, Cindy, and Ron. It's Terry.
It's important for the Black youth, especially, to know that we did have a history and that we did great things and that we had great people, and those things were not in the history books when I was in school. And what I'd like to be doing 5 years from now is attempting to rewrite the history books so that they'll know that.
To ring out in perfect harmony, Terry Ellis becomes the first of the divas to offer the world her singular sound. And she does just that on Southern Gal.
Yeah. Oh, I need that. Got to have that. It's my
Operation Answers Mississippi campaign is the most realistic, the best option that we have.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm getting lunch with a friend. Friend? yeah, just a friend. We're just seeing how it goes for now. But yeah, someone I'm sort of into, I guess. What's their name?
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Y'all know what time it is.
What? It's a family reunion.
Family reunion. About to let you slide, y'all. We're gonna start to the right. Here we go. One time. Take it back. Hey, throw it down.
And I
let's get this party started. Now, as many of you who follow this channel, when I start off that way, there's something that grinds my gears. Woo! Man. It's not the original topic, but I got this built up in me, and I need to get this off my chest. All right. So how are we doing this evening? I hope all is well as possible, because we live in a very violent, nasty environment, and anything can happen to us at any time. So all we can do is try to avoid the pitfalls and the traps and the predators and the deceivers, the liars, and the list goes on and on. Those in this horrible environment, that if our parents were smart, they would have never put us into this place. Mind you, it's not their fault, because it was done to them. They did not ask to be here, and their parents' didn't ask to be here. Unfortunately, as they say in gambling circles, this is the hand that we've been dealt with, and we didn't even know we was going to be part of a game. So since we are here, whether we like it or not, we are either going to live or we're going to die. Now, if you choose to die, then I would assume perhaps your worries would be over. But according to religious folks, you transition and go to another place, and there's no guarantee that that new place would be any better than the place that we found ourselves in today. That's speculation, as nobody has come from the other side. Nobody has come from the dimensions and planet Nuberon and the black planet or whatever. Nobody have come from none of these places to report. And my mother and my uncle and my pastor, who have transitioned, they told me if it's possible, they will come. And I've been trying to communicate with them so they know I want them to come to this live stream. Don't y'all be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared now. Because I have invited my mother, who has transitioned, my uncle and the pastor, and many, many other folks who have gone, who have transitioned, including Malcolm X, Dr. King, some of our famous people. Any of you out there in Ghostland, in these other realms and dimensions, any of you are always welcome at any time to come here and tell us about the other side. It has been thousands and thousands of years, and not one, even the Jesus who died for our sins, has never been seen again and come back to report. And even the Lazarus of the Bible, of whom supposed to have died, and I assume he died again because Lazarus is not here. But even when he came back to life, and even when Jesus came back to life, nobody reported, nobody described how it was like to die and come back to this life. And why would you want to come back knowing you're going to catch hell? I don't understand that. Once you're leaving this place, I think that you'd be happy to get the hell out of here. Me, myself. Hey, look, How wonder they don't come back. Who the hell want to come back to this? Crazy ass human beings, the most intelligent life on the planet. Crazy as a loony bug. Who in their right mind would want to come back here? I wouldn't. I wouldn't come back here to talk about my experience or none of that stuff. Y'all will find out on your own soon enough. I'm done with that. Had enough of that. So don't y'all get scared. Don't you get spooky on me. I could be talking, and I might get a pat on the shoulder, and Mr. Spirit, Mr. Ghost, Mr. Soul might want to come to the live stream. Ooh, I'm here to be the first ghost spirit to be interviewed. I'm going to give the Realities Temple the first haunted interview in real time. I shut my mouth and give the mic over to the spirit. Hey, you know, it's real now. Live stream. Hey, there we go. But of course, we know the probability of that is 99.9%. It's not going to happen. So no need to worry, because I know some of y'all out there, even on the Realities Temple, some of y'all still stirred. Woo! Ooh. I scared you doing that. Woo! Oh man. Okay. Let's get this party started. Say, brother, what is grinding your gears? Well, it comes from Facebook. And there was somebody, I was reading a Facebook post, and somebody was making mockery of people who have chosen to take the jab. Y'all know what the jab is. I assume can't hardly even say the word. They want to flag down and mess with your video. So we're gonna call it the jab or the jacks. I think Talib is joining us. Maybe, I hope he can stay. Hey, bro.
Hey there. Yeah,
okay,
I can hear you.
Okay, I hope that you can. Hope you don't have technical difficulties.
Let's hope not.
Okay. Well, you know, if you do, we can always go back to the old, tried and true. So I was on my Facebook, and what grinds my gears is there was a person on a post, and this person was making
Mellow Cat.
Hey, you cutting me off. You disturbing my comments.
I'm sorry. I apologize, brother.
They get so excited. Go ahead.
Hollering that Mellow Cat.
Yeah, go ahead and get it all out. Go ahead and get it all out. They get all excited. I don't know why they get excited. Here, you want to take over?
No. I give my shout outs to Twin Pyramid, Soul Brother 85, and Mellow Cat.
Yeah, okay.
And those that's with us.
Yeah. While we at it here, I want to send a shout out to Soul Sister Ann. I talked to Soul Sister Ann. She's doing fine. So Nana is doing fine. She says she has some YouTube problems with her channel or whatever, but Sister Ann is doing fine. So she sends the greetings to everybody. Soul Sister Ann, Sister Nana, she's all right. She's doing well.
Likewise.
Yeah. So let me put everybody's comment, they hollering at you. I'm pretty sure you can see the screen. You
Okay.
can see the screen, right? The comments when I put on the screen.
Yes, yes.
So let me get all this out because they're so excited to see you, man. Let me get it all out. I don't want to be 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes into the conversation. What's up, you know? What's happening to live? You know, let's get it all out.
Hey, I'm just your brother in the struggle. That's all. I'm just your brother in the struggle, but it's all good.
Let me get it all out. Let me get it all out. And of course, you have your commentary when I finish with mine. It's not going to take that long. I should be able to explain what I want to explain pretty quickly. Pretty quickly, right? So let me get all these comments on the board. They send a shout out to Sister Ann, send you a shout out. So let me make sure all this, everybody's comments is on here. Shout out to Sister Ann. She's all right. She's doing fine. Okay. How do it feel to have when you come out on the YouTube and it's so much excitement when you show up to live? How does that feel? I can't comprehend. It never happens to me like that. How does that feel? Guess he didn't hear me. Can you still hear us? To live.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You kind of going in.
Yeah, I was wondering, how does it feel when you come online and all this excitement and stuff happens when you come online like that? Because I never experienced that myself.
Brother, I appreciate the greetings, but I'm just a brother in the struggle.
Right. Cool. Well, I'd rather be getting this type of attention. I don't know what they would do if Sister Nova showed up on the screen. I don't think she'll be getting that kind of welcoming party or Piggly Wiggly. It wouldn't be looking.
You talking about Nova?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she and the rest of the demons of darkness, I don't think they'd be getting that type of greetings.
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly and what's her name? Big Fat Hog.
Pork chop.
Yeah, pork chop. Yeah.
No, we don't eat pork here for 2 reasons here. 3 reasons. You see, they immediately said, hell no. No. Hell no. Pork chop, hell no. That's immediately. Okay. All right. All right, we got that out the system. Let's go on to what grinds my gears. And yeah, there was a post on Facebook, and there was somebody who was basically making mockery of people who have decided to take the jacks and Twin said I will unsubscribe. You can still hear us because I know you be having technical difficulties. Toledo, you can still hear us, right? Toledo.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you can still hear us. If you can't hear us, let me know.
You keep going in and out. It's just becoming staticky.
Well, you're fine on my end. It's on your end. We hear you good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's staticky coming from your end. I don't know why.
It's fine on my side. Just go ahead. Hey, look. Why don't we just save the trouble? Just go ahead and call.
Huh?
Just go ahead and call. Put you on speakerphone.
All right.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Everything is fine on my side. Yep, we can go back to the speakerphone. Yeah, go ahead and go back to yours truly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't have to be playing games with that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, again, for the third time. Okay. What grinds my gears, there was a person on Facebook who basically was making mockery of people who have chosen to take the vax and whatever. And then what really pissed me off is when they said that there was a person and they was laughing at them and joking how stupid they are. How stupid they are. They wearing a mask in a car. That's really stupid. They already took the jacks and they wearing a mask in the car. They so stupid. That's what they were saying. Now, my problem is this. First of all, you didn't buy no mask. You didn't buy that car. What business it is of yours to tell anybody what they should and should not do? We're so self-righteous and judgmental, and you have so many people out here that always want to tell people how to live, what to do, what to eat, what to say. You have these self-righteous vegetarians. You shouldn't be eating no meat. Y'all should be eating a lot of vegetables. Well, most of your actually all of your vegetables are domesticated. Your vegetables are domesticated hybrids. Many of your vegetables are not native to North America. Somebody a long time ago brought the seeds, brought the roots or whatever over to America. The soil that your vegetables grow in is polluted. The air that you breathe is polluted. The water that your vegetables and you need to drink is polluted. What makes you special? What makes you think that you're better than anybody else? Now, when it gets to the point where you can tell me you can't die and you can show us not how to die, then perhaps we should be listening to you. But until then, you really need to mind your own business. Do what's good for you. Stop trying to force your garbage, your religion, your diet, your lifestyle, your thinking process, whatever it is. Keep it to yourself. Do you. You never hear me come here and talk to us talking about you should live this way, you should live that way. I give my opinion, I give suggestion and advice, and I leave it alone. It's your life. We should be tired of people, government, or other people telling us how to live our lives. Now, if I want to be a vegetarian, if I don't want to smoke, if I don't want to drink, if I don't want to be a whoremonger, that's on me. As long as I'm not hurting nobody. How is somebody wearing a mask in their car hurting you? Harming you? It's not harming you. If it's causing you any kind of harm, I can understand. But if it's not causing you any harm, it's none of your damn business. Who cares? We got government controlling us. And then we got pieces of trash individuals on social media, in our families, our friends, trying to control us. That's what peer pressure is about. But that's when you're a child. And a child is influenced by their peers. And they are willing to do dumb stuff to be part of the clique. And so that's what grinds my gears. Because I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, because I don't want you to tell me what I should and shouldn't do. Somebody always, this is your life. You should have the opportunity to make your choices and do what you feel you want to do for a change. Government, religious leaders, idiots in the streets, somebody always telling us what we should and should not do. It's that person's body. If they want to take the jacks, hey. If they don't, hey. It's no business of mine. We don't even talk about that here. I don't tell my audience, we don't even discuss that. You're smart enough. That's your business. The purpose of this channel is to seek our liberation, of which, if we were liberated, if we were able to make our own control resources, control the land, make our own policies and laws, then we would be beyond the scope of government and a whole lot of other stuff. But since we refuse to do those things, and even some of these citizens who you think got white privilege, if they have white privilege, then why are the ones who don't want to take the jacks, why aren't they privileged not to take the jacks? And they're losing their jobs and being harassed and bullied over this jacks. It seems as though white privilege only goes so far. And so that's what grinds my gears. That's what grinds my gears. People always telling somebody what to do. And before we get into our main topic, I would like a brief, if he has one, a brief commentary from Brother Taalik on what he thinks about that.
Yes, brother, you brought me back to a memory I really don't want to think about. But remember our last podcast we did, and I was talking about how I still feel a friend of mine's death was also involved the police.
Yeah.
Well, one of them, which happened to be the bad guy, the one that was illegally raiding his storefront, looking through his paperwork, you know, would be the type to tell you know, them how to run their business, how to set up you know, they clothing merchandise, how to, you know, how to you know, keep their place, you know, decked out or whatever, and this and that. And I'm like, man, it definitely appalls me. And then this one of the main idiots that was, you know, hating on the brother, may he rest in peace, you know, Chester Fleming, you know. And so, you know, I'm like, you know, and I've seen personally experiences like this go on, you know, even especially when I was in Islam, you know, you had brothers telling you know, well, yeah, you shouldn't eat pork, you shouldn't eat catfish. Yeah, you know, but you found most Muslims that ate catfish, you know. Some Muslims ate catfish, you know. You know, but and then when they go to the penitentiary and get involved in Islam, whether it's the Moorish Science Temple or whether it's the Nation of Islam or the Orthodox Sunni Islam, you know, they catch one of they who they refer to as their brother man eating pork, they gonna admonish him. But yet some of these same ones see you eating pork, but they be on the yard walking around holding hands with a sissy. You know, or you know what I'm saying? And, or they'll turn around and you know, tell you know, be breaking in other folks' locker boxes, stealing their stuff, you know what I'm saying? Jumping on folks, raping folks, but they sit up and tell you not to eat pork, right? But the Quran tell you, the Bible tell you, do not lie with another man, right? But you lying with another man, right? Brother, I love them sisters, brother. You know, you telling brothers don't call a sister the B word, but you got white women coming to visit you. Nothing but Caucasian, blonde-haired women coming to visit you, right? You know, so, I mean, this is, you know, this is the hypocrisy. And this also applies on the streets as well, you know. I mean, you know, get a lot of these people, you know, telling you know, or you know, you shouldn't be eating corn, corn is not good for you, tell you with certain other food, you know, peanut ain't, like in the Nation of Islam, they say you shouldn't eat nuts, right? But, you know, I've never seen, you know, far as I know, nuts has helped people health-wise. You know, and nuts has been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, to sit up and tell people, you know, what is squash? You know what I'm saying? It's certain things about squash that's not good. You know what I'm saying? But you telling people that they should eat squash, you know? So, I mean, it's like, make up your mind. What's wrong to do and what's right? And like I heard you say one time, piggybacking off of, there's no wrong or right. It's called logical or illogical, basically. So, to sit up and tell another slave what they should put in their body or what they should not put in their body, well then they need to not only apply that to themselves, but to their every life that they live. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you tell them the man don't eat pork, then don't be laying in the bed with a homosexual. if you telling somebody not to eat catfish, then don't be messing around with the pink fish. You know what I'm saying? You know? I mean, come on. Let's keep this real. You know? And it's like, I'm sitting up and according to the teachings of the Nation of Islam, you're only supposed to be married to a Muslim woman, right? Which caused Muhammad Ali's first marriage to be broke up with because the sister wasn't trying to become no Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet you got some of these brothers today in Islam that's made the Christian women, and they not forcing them away from their Christian religion, or else that mean the end of their relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you really committed to your religion, or are you just committed to some flesh? I mean, you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, and this is the reason why a slave cannot really tell another slave what to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And because we all messed up.
Yes.
In this boat. You know, and we ain't none of us any better than one another. And I don't care how poor you is, how rich you is, you're still a slave. You know, and this is what I want to say too. You know, people got the tendency to sit up and say, well, money commands power. You know, if that was the case, then all these Negro millionaires in this country, and billionaires as well, the few that we have, don't call no shots in Hollywood.
Right.
Don't call no shots in the sports industry or their profession, or whatever their profession is. How come you got the Peckerwood making more money than them off their talent? See what I'm saying? If they supposed to be about that power, enrichment, or power, right? You got the Peckerwood making billions off your, music, while you only making what, $1? I mean, every penny off $1. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, tell me, who's the one with the power? You or who you call the man? That's running. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, man, get out of here with that. You know? And this is the reason, and this is not to talk down on our brothers and sisters. Well, the reality of the matter is that they don't have no power behind their wealth. They don't own no light gas companies where they can control the water, the gas, the electricity, like the Caucasians do. Yeah, you got a few that may be CEOs of certain type of company firms or whatever, and this and that, but they don't own no major stock in no real resources that calls for that calls for the dependency of human survival. You see what I'm saying? They don't own nothing like that in this nation. You know, and so my thing is that they not even in the position to tell nobody nothing because they just a slave. See what I'm saying? When you can control the music industry, you see what I'm saying, and not have to have your arm and leg cut off because you don't agree with those at the top that's running everything, like in the case of Prince and Michael Jackson, then you can start telling other people stuff. You see what I'm saying? Even if you're in the Oprah Winfrey position or LeBron James or Floyd Mayweather position, until you really control your profession, where not only will you can open up the doors for other dark-skinned people to succeed without barriers being in their way, period, and where you can also use your resources to help gain some real power to serve people as a whole, then you just another, like I said, you just another Negro slave. And see, this is the classism which has got us divided, the better than you, or you ain't better than me type of mentality. You see what I'm saying? And of course, integration caused that, so that makes that even worse. You know, even for somebody not to be in a position to tell somebody else what to do is where I'm getting at. You see what I'm saying? So, none of us have no ability, let alone the lack of ability. We don't have no ability at all, really, to tell each other what to do. The only thing I can see another Negro telling another Negro what to do if it's their child. As long as that lasts. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, you can't tell another Negro what to do because we all in the same position. You know, that's just like telling me not to wear Gucci. Okay? But you wearing Nike. So what? You know what I'm saying? We don't make none of them clothes. That's manufactured at a very low cost, slave wage price. But on a retail price, cost you an arm and leg. You see what I'm saying? So we don't manufacture nothing. We don't even manufacture or control the food that we eat, or grow the food mostly that we eat. See what I'm saying? So for you to even call yourself, try and tell somebody what they should consume, you see what I'm saying? Like you said, and most of your food is domesticated throughout this planet Earth. So we don't have no, you know, we're not in no position to call no shots on nobody, to make them or to even advise me to do anything quiet as kept. You know, although sometimes good advice sound great, but at the same time, if you're giving me that advice, I would say, well, help be behind the advice you're giving me. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you want to see me successful by giving me advice, help me. You see what I'm saying? And see, most Negroes don't do that. They'll give you a bunch of advice, but they won't help you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing too, you know, and this is the reason why I say that this is why I don't put myself, I don't try to put myself in a position, man, to deal with a whole lot of folks. And even if I live somewhere right now where I was encountering every day other people, majority that look like me, I definitely would not, you know, put myself in a position to deal with a lot of people because there's too many false agendas out there, especially for somebody to be telling somebody else what to do, especially when they don't call the shots. And a lot of times, sometimes they could just be telling you what to do or calling themselves trying to advise you what to do out of self-hatred, you know, like in the case with that cop that I was telling you about that frequented my friend's place of business back in the day, you know. So, I mean, you just got to watch out for that type of stuff, you know, and you got to be very careful, you know. Who's even trying to give you advice? Who's even trying to tell you what to do or what you should do or how to do it or how not to do it? Watch who they is and watch where they coming from. And with that said, I'm going to pass the mic back to you, brother.
Great. All right. On time. Thank you very much. I just want to add also, and you did touch on it, we live in an environment, in a world with numerous ideas and thoughts, lifestyles, languages, numerous. They want you to believe in God, and they pick one, and they want you to believe in that God. But it has been brought to my attention, there are over 5,000 gods that the human being worship. Now, of course, Allah, Jesus, or whatever would be some of the most popular. These holy books called Bible and Quran, but there are over 5,000 gods. In fact, anybody can create a god and a religion if they want. We could do that here. I saw an episode of What's Happening. I think it was What's Happening. And they made a head of cabbage god. Matter of fact, we should do that here. A head of cabbage to be our god. At least we could eat it and get some kind of substance from the cabbage. These other gods ain't giving you nothing. We live in a world of numerous ideologies, diets, languages, cultures, and everybody or so many or certain group of people want you to be like them. And even when it comes to those things which are detrimental, like drugs and alcohol and so forth, in the current environment and civilization, those things are great temptations for people. And they find it difficult not to be drawn to illegal drugs and pornography and strip clubs and whatnot. They find it very difficult and hard. I cannot judge people based upon me. There are those who have decided to take the jacks because they feel as though that's the right thing to do. Then there are those who take the jacks because they are forced. They'll lose their job or whatnot. Do you know how much strength it's going to take for you to stand on your principle, lose your job? That's how you pay your bills. Some of these people been on their jobs for years, but because they don't take this jacks, well, We're going to find somebody to take your place who have taken the jacks. That's what we're dealing with. It takes a lot of heart for somebody to decide to disrupt their income based upon the principle, this is my body, and I should have the right to do with my body as I please. And I'm willing to lose my job over it. Takes a lot of strength. Now, you might have the strength to do that. A lot of people don't. Just like talking about our ancestors in slavery. For some reason, we think, or some of us think, that they should have rebelled and had this big uprising. There's a thing called fear. Everybody can't do that. Everybody's not a fighter. They're not like you. Everybody's not up for that ass whooping. They said, that ain't gonna be me. Look at Kunta getting his ass whooped. What's your name? Her name Kunta. Wrong. Slap. What's your name? Her name Kunta. Wrong. Slap. What's your name? Kunta Kinte Jr. Nope. Slap, 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 slap. Okay, goddamn, stop. Okay, my name Toby. All right, let's stop it. Even Kunta had to give in. There's a lot of people who did not give in, and they were whipped to death. So I cannot judge, and I'm not in a position to judge nobody. And just like our brother Talib just said, we have a lot of people who will suggest this and give you this advice or whatever, but they won't help you. Okay, you don't want me to take the jacks. So how am I going to pay my bills? Put that on Facebook. You don't want me to take the jacks. You want to laugh and make mockery. So what are we doing? What are we going to do? Because I have to pay my bills. A lot of y'all have 4, 5 children or whatever. They need to eat. They need clothes. Wintertime is here. Fall, winter. You need heat in your house. Now you have New York City police officers, and you have firemen. A lot of these people, and a lot of nurses and other people, they are willing to let their jobs go. Where is the non-Jacks community come together? How are you going to support one another? Every individual is on their own. So if all of us are on their own, hey, I don't want to take no jacks, but I got to do what I got to do. I got to feed my family. I got to pay these bills. And President Biden knows this. The Congress knows this. The drug company, they know this. Everybody basically is on their own. You would think there would be some kind of movement. We're not going to take no jacks. And whatever resources that we have, let us support one another in this. An individual is going to have a hard time doing this when you have bills to pay. And that's just the reality of it. There's a lot of temptations. They put women's booty all over the internet, books, magazines, soft pornography, hard pornography, liquor. It's a whole lot of detrimental temptations out here, and a lot of us are very, very weak. And we end up in trouble because of that weakness. That's why it's important for something like the Mississippi campaign, so that we can, at least in this geographical area, begin to protect ourselves and be able to control certain things. We still won't be able to control everything, but now you putting yourself in a position where now you can begin to have more control over your life rather than others control what you can and cannot do, what you should and should not do. But we're individuals and we're divided, so the government or anyone with any kind of power and influence, they take advantage of that. And as individuals, we're easy to chop down. And that's what we do. So even the strongest rebel against the vax, the jacks, after a certain period of time, they'll fall because they need to eat. You need things and you can't produce those things. We don't even have the right to have land. Every one of us, every child, every person on this earth that's born should have the right to have a small portion of land where you can take care of yourself. And then if you get married, or if y'all have family and friends, these little bits and pieces of land, we can put them together and work that way. But everybody should have a certain amount of land so that you can take care of yourself. We don't have the right. The earth has become a big conglomerate, what's they call it? A big business ball. Conglomerate. I can't pronounce that. But you have folks that have more than what they need. They hoard things. This mine. This mine, they control. You don't have the right to have some earth. That's not right. But this is done so that the powers that be can control you and myself. That's why it's done. Because you can't survive, you cannot take care of yourself without some kind of land. And I say this, and we're going to go on to the main topic. My grandparents did not own land. They leased it. They were sharecroppers. They leased it from somebody else. So I asked my grandmother, how were they affected by the Great Depression? And she looked at me like, the Great what? And I had to explain to her. Oh, she said, oh, that didn't bother us. Because even though they did not own the land, they still had use of land. And they raised almost everything that they needed. My grandmother knew how to sew. She canned food. And they wasn't trying to keep up with the style, trying to wear Jordan shoes and Louis Vuitton and all the other stuff. And the Great Depression did not affect them because they still had use of land. There are those who had no access to no kind of land. And even if they did not have any skills. They did not know how to raise chickens and pigs and cows and grow corn and weed and tomatoes or whatever. So you saw those type of people in hunger lines all over the country, food lines all over the country, because they did not have access to no kind of land to help themselves. And again, that's the purpose of the Mississippi campaign. You don't have to buy land. You don't have to own the land. You just want to be able to control the land so that you can use it for your benefit. It's very simple, but clearly those who understand the supreme knowledge and all that, they can't comprehend. They just don't get it. And so now you got it. Now, if we were practicing or had implemented the Mississippi campaign and we were able to successfully control this state, for us, things would be better. Won't be great, but it would be better. But since we have done nothing, we are at the mercy of the powers that be. Now you have people like the Nation of Islam. They are teaching their people, do not take the jacks. But I guarantee you, many of them will get that shot because they need to feed their families. They're not going to get any help from Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. They're going to take that jacks and not going to tell nobody. I mean, how would you know if I took the jacks or not? How are you going to know? Unless somebody snitch that know that you done that. They're not going to know. Because we have to pay our bills. I'm not going to judge nobody. Least I be judged. And I don't want to be judged because I understand that this environment, this society, this civilization that we live in, it's difficult to live here. How many people been evicted today? How many people are homeless on the street? How many people are going to take that jacks and they really don't want to? This is a difficult life for us. Proper leadership, if we have proper leadership, that leadership is to help us live better and work in our best interests. Your leadership, our leadership, including Farrakhan, because you don't want your people to take this jacks. But at the same time, Farrakhan has not set up, they're doing nothing to support their people. It's difficult to fight a government by yourself. And for those of us who have been incarcerated, as Brother Talib has testified that he's been incarcerated, I testify that I have been incarcerated. It's a lonely life. It's a hard life fighting the government. Chances are you're going to lose. It's very, very difficult. And that's where we find ourselves, fighting the powers that be. Even those talking all that crap, I speak truth to power. They're not going to tell you they sneaking around, went to the clinic and got that jacks. Not going to tell you. Don't be shocked if there's a lot of, later on, there's a lot of people exposing people. Not because of your criminal record, not because you slept with your brother's wife. They're going to start exposing people. I know so-and-so Talk about they don't get the jack. They got the jacks. It's a hard life. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on those who come here. It's your life. You know your situation, and you do what you feel you must do. Our priority is to seek the liberation from an oppressor once and for all. Because really, it all don't mean nothing as long as you're under the domination and the control of somebody else. It don't make no difference whether you get the jacks or not. You still dominate. You don't control no resources. You don't control the water. You don't control electricity. You don't control gas. You don't control nothing. So in the grand scheme of things, what the hell? I mean, don't mean nothing. So with that said, we're going to go on to the main topic. And I want to thank Brother Taalik for giving his insight, which is always helpful to us, on what grinds my gears. The topic that we chosen is Black men's misunderstanding of female nature and behavior. Now, am I an expert? No, I have a theory. I have a belief. And this belief and this theory is based on logic and common sense and what I see in the natural world. Now, when we talk about female nature and behavior, please do not put up a picture of Sister Noble or Pork Chop or Piggly Wiggly. These are women who are unnatural. They are outside the nature of the female. Their behaviors is outside the nature of the female. They are unnatural women. And a lot of men say they seem to be more masculine. And this is true because they are outside of the role, the behavior, and the nature that they are. That's why. In a lot of cases, it's not their fault. It's because they've been put in a position where they have to be more aggressive. They have to be more tough because of this environment that we find ourselves in. It's not their fault. And if we complain about our women who are unnatural, who are like this, then we need to blame the male because in nature, most times. Now, there are two kinds of males. Which one are you? Which one do you want to be? You have a choice. One male rolls solo. He's a solo guy. And I'm referring to mammals because the human being is a mammal. And when you study and look at mammals, you have two kinds of males among mammals. You have a male like a bear. Male bears are not part of the family. Male bears only come around to get him some putty time. He's running around the forest eating berries. I smell me some putty. He followed the putty smell. And then once he do his thing, he goes about his business and she goes about her business. So you have that type of male. among mammals. Then you have the male who will stick around to help. She's not helping him, contrary to religious belief that the woman is the helpmate to men. In nature, the male is the helpmate to the female because she's the one that has the burden of the next generation. So he sticks around, and his job, most of the time, is to make sure her and the offspring are protected, even if it means he dies. And a lot of times, it's his responsibility also to go out and get food or whatever. She stay in the den, she stay in the house, the home or whatever, until the cubs or whatever is big enough so they can go out and travel. He goes out, hunt, brings the food back, feed the male and the female, and they can also take turns. He'll stay and babysit the babies, and she'll go out, hunt, bring food for the family. The main purpose of this union between male and female is so the survival probability of the offspring goes up. A solo female has a higher probability that her babies may not get enough food and fall victim to predators. But a female that has a male around, he can help her bring food. He can help protect that offspring. The number one priority is the offspring for male and female. Now, I want to show us something here. Look at it. I'm going to use dogs as an example. And some of you have seen this in the hood. We have a lot of stray dogs running around. Y'all see this in the hood. Now, mind you, among dogs, males don't stick around and raise their babies. The female goes somewhere and she raised those babies herself. Now, the dog is a mutation of the wolf. Now, among wolves, that don't happen. They travel in a pack, and the males and females, they stay together and take care of those puppies, cubs, or whatever you want to call them. But we're going to use a dog because we love dogs. Some of y'all have a dog in the house right now. Hey, Scruffy. Hey, Sniffer. Hey, Lassie. Hey, Bucky. America love dogs. Oh, they love dogs. You can't watch TV and there's a dog on TV slobbing. They love dogs. They love dogs more than they love people. I know right here where I live, every other week there's a dog story. Somebody beat up a dog. Oh my goodness, they need to get the death penalty for beating that dog. Oh my goodness. Look, people actually pay thousands and thousands of dollars for surgery, chemotherapy and stuff for dogs and cats. Like, what the hell? And these dogs and cats, he said, Domino. Hey, Domino, that's Gary Wilson. I think that's Gary Wilson dog. Yeah, and the ever popular Spot. But I want you to check something out, though. I want you to check something out. Like I said, I'm not a know-it-all. I'm just putting something out here. It's a theory. It's a belief. But I just want you, I'm using the example that we see in nature. We want to bring something to us outside of religion and societal norms. Now check it out. Now I seen a female dog in heat, and she running around, and I saw this male dog, you know, chasing behind her. I also saw a lion. I saw this in lot. It was a nature program, and I saw a male lion, and the female lion was in heat. And the dog and the male lion was doing the same thing. The male lion and the female lion, the male lion and that male dog, watch their behavior. They're not doing nothing to hurt that female. Well, that's because they want some poo-tang. That's true. But look at their behavior. The male dog follows up behind the female dog, and she decides to sit, and he sits. I saw the female lion walk, and she sat, and the male lion sat. She stood up, started walking around. He got up, started walking around. She sat, he sat. Just following her around. What do you see here? What do you see exhibited by the male dog and the lion? You see something called patience. See, in our society, because of religion influence and societal norms, the male in this society, we're taught we want what we want when we want it, even if it means rape. But the male lion and the male dog, they show patience. You do not see them being aggressive toward the female. Matter of fact, they might even walk around the female and do a little dance. You will see the peacock in the wild, and he raised up his feathers, trying to impress. You see the deer, they fighting, the male deers are fighting each other during the breeding season. All this, they're trying to show off in front of the females. They want to show I'm strong. They want to show I'm worthy of my DNA being passed on to the next generation. In our society, the only thing we have to do is the females, because they are out of their nature, as long as you're cute, they're not programmed to think about the next generation. They're not programmed to think about what is in the best interest of their offspring. Just lay down to your demands. Even if you're mean to them. You don't have to have a dime in your pocket, and they'll lay down for you. But in nature, you see the males are out here flexing, trying to prove I'm worthy of my DNA to go into the future. In nature, you will see the male bird. He would build a nest. Look at my nest. here we are human beings, and these women will lay down with you, and you don't have a nest to put for her to lay her eggs in. Can you imagine if these birds was human beings and acted the way that we do? You'll see a lot of broke eggs on the ground, falling out the trees, because these females do not demand the males to get resources to build a nest. So she have no place to lay the eggs, and they just drop on the damn ground. This is our behavior in this society. But the women act this way, and they're programmed this way because of religious influence, which was created by men, and societal norms, which is dominated all over the world by corrupt men. And over generations and over generations, women have been conditioned to accept this, or they're forced to accept this in these different societies. Like Afghanistan, the women there are forced. You can, if you are a female in Afghanistan right now, you are only allowed to go to the 11th grade, and it stops. No more education for you. But we're taught that we need this education in order to advance ourselves. So if the men of Afghanistan is stopping the women from getting a proper education, that means they're purposely stopping their progress. For what reason? Because if you don't have education, because if you're not given opportunity, then you fall victim to the powers that be that control opportunity, that control the resources. Now, if you see in nature, in these family settings, you will see that it is equal. If you study the ducks and the robins and a lot of these animals and a lot of these family situations, you will see equality in it. The female robin will go to the nest, grab food or whatever. She will feed the male and the babies, and vice versa. You will see this type of, it's not no, I'm the man of the family and I do this. It's an equal partnership. Because that's why in nature, that's why they was brought together to bring them the probability of survival for the young. That's the purpose. That's the purpose of family. The purpose of family, because all of us, we could roll solo. But see, when you roll solo, you are more prone to be a victim of a predator and a victim of the environment. Because if you solo, in nature, you on your own. Nobody got your back. But when you are a family in nature, when you're a family in nature, while you drink, while you eat, a family member is watching out for danger. So the probability of you living, it goes up. When you're by yourself and there's a predator and you only have a certain amount of senses, the probability of that predator making you a meal goes very, very high. Because you by yourself. In the human family, if there was family in the United States, regardless of race, family has been destroyed. Regardless if it's Caucasian people or black people or whoever, folks have become individualized. They don't care about family like they used to. I remember when you was growing up and some of these families had 9, 12 brothers and sisters. If you fight one, you got to fight a whole damn family. Like, what the heck? You fighting Junior. Next thing you know, you're surrounded by 12 people. Like, what the hell? That's my brother. That's my brother. And then, don't forget, here comes some of the cousins. Like, what the hell? Now, me, it was only 5 of us in my family. We was just done. Some of y'all been around people like that, have these large families. You fight one, and all the family come out with guns and whatever, and here come the cousin, like, what the hell? Whole gang from nowhere. And don't let them get on the telephone. Hey, come over here, cousin so-and-so is in trouble. We're not like that anymore. Remember the time you could call crazy Uncle Roy because he been in prison and he crazy, don't give a damn about nothing? We don't have crazy Uncle Roys like that no more. We don't have people that we can call, hey, they don't care. They got your back. They willing to die for you. Your cousin, your brother, we don't have like that. You can't hardly borrow $10 from people no more. But to make a long story short, because of the mistreatment of women all over the world, not only in America, but all over the world, the female gender has become unnatural. She's out of her nature. And sometimes we can see her when she's natural. And some of you have done this. Some of you have been around some of your female relatives and friends, and the only thing they want to do is take care of their male friends and relatives. They want to cook, and they want to cook good for you. You don't have to run around here talking, you need to submit to me. You need to submit to me. You don't have to do that. When you treat a woman good, when she's treated nice, she want to do that for you. Even if she can't cook. I can't cook all that well. I warmed up this TV dinner the best I could. But she want to do something for you. Because it's natural for her to take care of us, and it's natural for us to take care of her. Our problem is she's in an unnatural environment. Because she should have her own land where she controls the school. She can help make the laws, make the policies. We control the resources. We control the education of the children. And we view our children as our children. We don't run around here talking about, that's my son. No, all the boys are my son. Even if you don't have children, all the boys are my sons. All the girls are my daughters. There's an old African proverb, I believe, was saying that it takes a village to raise a child. Because there's only so much these two parents can do, especially in an environment like this. The children need a big family. They need protection. They need that big support. And our poor babies don't have it. So many of them end up in jails and prisons. Many of them end up on a stripper pole. Many of them end up in pornography and prostitution, drug addicts, gangs, because they have no kind of family support. Matter of fact, a lot of the gangs are attractive to the young people because the gangs offer some type of family, and they call themselves family. And in the family, if you're a boy running around, no real mother, no real father, just out there, These gang members become like your family. They take care of you, but it's with ill intent. But it's family. And some of these gang members will kill you over another gang member. So it feels like family. But their employment, how they make their money, of course, as you know, is illegal. They involved in illegal activities. That's what attracted me to the Nation of Islam, because it looked like they exhibited brotherhood and family. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But our families have been broken up. Our sisters, this woman does not have protection. She does not have protection. Anybody can sleep with her and harm her. Her man fails to provide food, clothing, and shelter for his woman and his children. These women look at us, and because of their love, they tolerate us not truly operating as full functioning men. But the time has come, that's no longer acceptable. We must do our duty. We must accept our responsibility. We must build that nest, because I guarantee you, if we build that nest for these women, you will see a whole new attitude from them. They do what they do because we have failed to build their nest. We have failed to be a provider, a protector, and all the things that we claim we're supposed to be. It's our fault. It's our fault as men that we don't get men together. We make excuses for ourselves. And we blame women, and we blame children, and we blame the elderly, and some of us might even blame our dog Scruffy. That is no longer acceptable, because we now see the consequences. What happens when women cuddle us and make excuses for us, for our failures and our cowardice. This is, we are experiencing the result. So you have a Kevin Samuels and a Tommy Sotomayor. You have all these weak men coming up who want the praise of being a man, but they don't want to do the work. So their agenda is to humiliate and to mock and degrade women, to try to make them submit to their desires rather than earning it. What is a woman going to look? I'm going to say this. I'm going to turn the mic over to Aleeyah. What can Cynthia G, what can Pork Chop, what can Noble, what can any of these women say to us if we put them on a bus and brought them to Mississippi, and everywhere they went, we control it. We make the laws. We make the policy. You see that water going through the pipe? We control that. You see that electricity going through those houses? We control that. You see those jails? Most of those jails and prisons are empty now, because we have rehabilitated our people. See those children? Many of our children in Mississippi make the top 100. I forgot the who's who in America. I think that's what it's called. You have China and Taiwan and all kinds of places calling us, wanting our business and want to do business with us. We're not calling them. That's how bad we are. Our women don't have to work unless they want to. They can or they don't have to, because the man provides everything here. I don't know what they do in New Jersey. I don't know what they do in Pennsylvania, but here. Matter of fact, here we set up a system where the brothers don't have to work 40 hours a week, but still look good, get the bills paid, so they can stay and have more time with their wife and their children and their dog Scruffy. When they look at the National Guard, it's nothing but us protecting us. And the black police officers have it easy because the people, we don't want to be criminals, and there's no need. If you're hungry, call a 1-800 line. If you get into with another brother, I'm going to shoot that nigga. Don't shoot the nigga. Give us a chance. Call the 800 line and let's get somebody here. Let us squash this. Set things up our way. So what can Cynthia G say? What can any of her people say except, well, I'm going to go to Mississippi, get me one of those men. That's the only thing they can say. But if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, and we want praise, it reminds me of those people who go to the job and they slack, and then they get docked for their pay. Hey, what's this? I'm supposed to get $400. This is only $200.50. Because that's what you earn. I came to work every day. We docked you because you were slacking. But they think they earn it because you were slacking. You didn't do the job. So you have Kevin Samuels and you have a lot of these other men out here. They want a full day's pay, but they don't want to do the job. In order for us to accomplish this great feat, takes a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take a lot of suffering, a lot of creativity, brain power, and it might even cost you your life. But that's what a male's supposed to do to protect his women and his children. Your DNA can only live through a sister. When you put your sperm in a foreign woman, Caucasian, or in our case, even an African, because an African person is not us. We are called Black Americans. We are soul brothers and sisters. We have our own type of genetic makeup. When you put your sperm in another foreign woman, you don't even produce yourself. That child is a mulatto, a hybrid, a mutation. That child is part of you. And if the mother is a white woman, then of course the child is part white. So the child is not you. But when you have your baby, put your DNA in a sister, a woman, a female, your female counterpart, that child is you. These biracial children that you're having, that's not you. That's part of you. part of a cake, not a whole cake, part of a cake, part of a car, maybe a tire or a hood or something. It's not a whole car. And there's nothing wrong, and you see this in nature, it's all about you in nature. The black bear does not care nothing about the grizzly bear or the panda or any other bear. He only cares about his DNA going into the future. And I think it was Tommy Sotomayor. I forgot who, one of these suckers did say that. You're helping another man live. When you put your sperm into another woman, you're helping a Mexican man live, a Chinese man live. So that goes to show you that we're unnatural. We're unnatural. We're just as unnatural as the females are. Because your purpose is to make sure you live, not no other man. Salmon, male salmon don't fight so carp can live or guppies can live. They fight so salmons can live. So technically, really, the white man, he's not doing nothing wrong when he wants to protect his DNA. Now, what he's wrong is he want to kill other folks and play this supremacy garbage. But there's nothing wrong with the white man saying, I want my woman to myself. I want to protect my DNA. That's natural. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to protect and build a new reality for soul brothers and sisters. Our unique brand. Our originality. It's about us. I don't want to share this with nobody else. You can copy and you can mimic and you can be influenced, but I'm greedy. I don't want to share I don't want to share myself with others. And see, another problem, I've said this and passing the mic on to Aleeyah. We have yet learned how to love ourselves because we're ashamed of ourselves. So the shame of ourselves, we stay in this realm of confused identity. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Muslim. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm a that. We don't want to accept that our origins is from the slave plantation. We don't think that our history in this country is good enough. We got to adopt Timbuktu and Kemet and all this other stuff. I am proud of being who I am. I am proud and I'm happy to have the advantage of starting from scratch, because nobody on the planet can accuse soul brothers and sisters, well, you know, y'all enslaved us 400 years ago. Y'all killed my ancestors. Nobody can accuse us of none of these atrocities. When you adopt the history and you want to adopt the customs of other people, you have to accept the bad and the good. So if they are rapists and murderers, you become a rapist and a murderer. Because they built the pyramids, but they also slaughtered all these other people. You have to accept the whole history. You cannot pick and choose. Like they pick and choose this part of the Bible, this part of the Quran. You know how folks pick and choose different things. So again, I'm just putting a little something out there for us brothers so that we can have a little compassion, a little bit more mercy for us as a people, but also to our soul sisters. I'm not going to let Pork Chop, I'm not going to let Noble, I'm not going to let Karen, I'm not going to allow their behaviors dilute and taint what I know to be true. They are victims. We are all victims of being made unnatural. In the natural world, that male knows, and the most important thing to him is his female. You will see this in ants, you will see this in grasshoppers, you will see this all in the natural world. It's all about the female. And I know a lot of brothers don't want to hear it, but in the natural world, males are expendable. In the natural world, you can have one male and he can fertilize a whole lot of females in the natural world. Males are expendable. When you look at bees, as soon as the male bee mate with the queen bee, they kick his ass out the hive. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. That's what they do. But our role is important. These men want to be the male and the female. You cannot be that. And so what the male have done all over the world, because of this attitude that they have, they've taken the human being out of balance. Because our lifestyle and our behaviors, and again, we are mammals. We're not a goat, we're not a dog, we're not a bear, we're not a possum. But if you examine male behavior in mammals, and we are considered in science, biology, mammals. A mammal is any life form that feeds their young milk that comes from mammary glands. You will see that we as males, we are totally out of order compared to these other males. But then again, if you want to be like the male bear, all you want to do is sniff around or be like that dog, sniff around. And we do call ourselves, what's up, dog? And we do call our women a bitch. If that's the kind of behavior, that's what y'all want to do. Well, you do have that option. But it's not good for us because because the human being, we are family oriented. It's about family. It's about interaction with other people like ourselves. We really don't roll solo unless we absolutely have to. We're family-oriented beings. So it really don't work for us. But if that's how you want to roll, if you want to be a solo male, hit it and quit it, you have that option. But it's detrimental for us because, again, we're family oriented. That's just how the human beings are. We really not no solo type people. We enjoy family, but our families have been destroyed. Another purpose of the Mississippi campaign is to bring us and condition us to be family, whether we are family by blood or simply because of the struggle. We're family. I'm willing to suffer and die and sacrifice for Brother Talib and he for me. We live good. We live good together. If we live bad together. We're family. Whatever we got to go through. I'm not running nowhere. It's not me. Can you imagine how strong these families would be if they were really families and they combined their resources to do certain things? How strong would your family be if everybody wasn't so selfish and arrogant and whatever, and you were able to pool your resources? How much land you could buy? What kind of businesses you could open? Look at all the money we throw away on shoes and video games and other foolishness and porns and all this other stuff. But the government and the powers that be, they take advantage of all this. Pull up your arm and take the jacks. Because you have no power. And unless you do implement this Mississippi campaign, you won't never get none. I guarantee you. And I'm passing the mic over to Brother Taalik.
Yes, sir, brother. Thanks for allowing me once again to give my input on this panel. You know, basically, you know, the brother said it all, you know, but I'm going to add my own little, you know, input in it, as I said, and, but however, you know, until the man takes the course of his own destiny to where he's in control of his destiny, then the woman, which is the other half of him, will remain in an unnatural state.
Yes, sir.
And as we can see, that all over social media being exemplified in every which way of turn you look. And it pains me, you know, to really see what the sister goes through. Even if it, you know, is some of the most wretched stuff that could be done by a woman. But you know what? It pains me because of the fact that they have to go through that. In terms of the mode of survival, in terms of the mode of just being all out wretched, period, you know? Because we give them no other incentive of which other way to conduct themselves.
That's right.
So, this is why we see more of our sisters out there now being just as aggressive as the male. There was never no time in history in this nation where you saw, or on this earth, I'm sure, where you saw the woman running around carjacking people. You know, on these mass robbing sprees, you know, which is usually a male thing. You know, women out here, you know what I'm saying? Even to the point, you know, raping other men, raping men. You know, I mean, you know, women out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you don't do certain things for me, I could kill you or have you killed, you know? Just like for a prime example, it was this black judge in Philadelphia over recently ago. And she, you know, violated this rapper named Nick Mills' probation and sent him to prison, right? All because, you know, he did not conform to her wants. And it just wasn't about litigation as far as what she was doing. It was about her personal wants and what she wanted him to do. And with the position she has, she saw an opportunity to dominate a male. And we never even seen our sisters that work in law enforcement act like that up until this recent time in history that I know of, you know? And that just go to show you that it's because we have allowed them to be in a position of survival mode where you got to get it how you live. And that's basically the bottom line to that, you know, and I mean, it's to the point now where if you don't even look at a sister, she might disrespect you or do something crazy to get your attention. This is how, because I remember one night, I'm coming home, and so I'm walking through the neighborhood, you know, and I pass by, see somebody sitting out front of a residence, and, you know, they called me. It's a sister, soul sister. And I could hear, you know, I had on my headphones, you know, and I could hear what she was saying in the background, like, take off them cheap ass headphones. Let me holler at you, you know. But I kept going. I kept totally ignoring her. Back in the 80s, as far as I can remember, back in the 80s when I was a younger brother coming up, even in the early 90s or early 90s, you didn't see the woman acting like that. Usually it was brothers trying to do everything they could to get their attention. Now it's like they out of control like that. Where you don't even, you know, if you don't even look at them or give them any ounce of attention, they gonna try to take it any kind of way they can, even if it's in a disrespectful way. So this is how far out of control this unnatural atmosphere has gotten our sisters to the point of, you know, I mean, we already see they want to work on jobs that's really set up for men to do. You know what I'm saying? We want, you know, now they want to be bullies. When have you ever known a sister to want to be a bully? I mean, yes. I mean, they have been bullied, you know, throughout history, but not to the extreme that they are portraying that image now as being a bully. You know? Well, women, especially if they gang related, walk around and grim brothers down. You know how brothers grim each other down, stare each other down?
Yeah.
Now you got women doing the same thing. And if you look the wrong way, they might pull out an AK and, you know, blast you. I mean, this is the mentality of the sisters today. And it's as a result, like the brother kind of touched up on, because they being raised in the streets by each other. They're parentless, they're motherless, fatherless, you know, even grandparentless. Grandparents and got to the point they not raising their children's children.
That's right.
So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like these women, you know, and it's not to talk down on them, but it's because of the situation in dealing with this, you know, unnatural habitat that we are allowing them to remain in. So they do whatever they do to survive. You know? I mean, it's like, you know, we see domestic abuse on the rise when it comes to women abusing men. Just as much as men abusing women, we're seeing women domestic abuse on the rise as far as against men. You wouldn't believe it. All over the United States. It's just as many women domestically being abusive toward men as men are toward women. In other words, it's basically it became you know, an even percent, a 50-50 even percentage, you know? So, I mean, when you look at the situation right now, with the woman being so far out of control, it's like now you got more brothers calling the police on them as much as them calling the police on a brother because of the unnaturality that we have allowed the woman to remain in.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let me say this before I go any further. The woman has been carrying us by the hand for over 400 years. And being that we're supposed to naturally be the alpha male, it's supposed to be the other way around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And unnaturally, the woman has been carrying us by the hand for 400 years. Especially if you go back to slavery, chattel slavery, during our ancestors' time, where a lot of more of us would have got killed off if the woman didn't decide to get in bed with the slave master. Yeah. Oh, please, slave. Oh, please, master, I'll give you something. Just don't kill my father. Just don't kill my husband. Just don't kill my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was laying like that. See, we quick to forget that kind of situation in our history as a people in this country.
It definitely happened.
So, I mean, it's like, you know, when you really looking at that type of situation, even up to now, you'll see even our sisters still, our grandmothers still, like the same thing that happened on the plantation that I just mentioned, telling the police, don't shoot my child. Please let me handle it. Don't shoot my child. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always the man crying out for mama, like George Floyd. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Because we've allowed our women to be in that position of when we call out to them. But then we turn around and, you know, again and call them the B words and this and that and forget how we're depending on them to do the things that we supposed to be doing as men when it comes to us controlling our destiny to where we protecting them and the children that we help them born into this world. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this, is that I'll be honest, and I'm kind of guilty of it, especially when I was in the pro-black conscious teachings. I used to come down hard on sisters by acting in the ignorant manners that they act in. And I kind of still do, but not to the degree that I did when I was under those funky pro-black conscious teachings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because as I've grown and as I still grow, I'm realizing that it's our fault that our women have to act out that way. You know, I hear brothers all the time say, oh man, sisters be acting flaky.
Right.
They be, every time they see you, they looking at you, grinning you, rolling their eyes at you. Why do you think they roll their eyes at you most of the time? It's because you are not the man that you're supposed to be to have them in a better position. Psychologically, just like we walk around with a chip on our shoulder being mad at the Caucasian oppressor of 400 years in this country, that's how they walk around with a chip on their shoulder, looking at us the way they do, or rolling their eyes at us the way they do. Because we don't have them in that position to where they are protected, where they ain't got to worry about getting up every day, going out there in the hostile world,
Mm-hmm.
Working a 40-hour a week job just to bring home the bacon. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know? and that puts them in a very delicate situation, especially our sisters that work in them high top, so-called paying jobs in corporate America, where they got to worry about the Caucasian slipping up under their skirt.
Mm.
Like brother said, in order for them to keep hold on to that jack, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're in a compromising position that if they want to maintain holding on to them jacks, they got to do things they don't want to do.
Right.
Because we don't have them in that position to where they don't have to go through that just to survive or to live. You see what I'm saying? So this is the thing, you know, that we have to understand as soul brothers. You know, if we took our position as men, where could nobody just come in on our sisters? You know, and I'm going to say this too, because of this integration stuff, which has happened was you have a lot of our sisters marrying these Caucasians or having kids by these Caucasians, you know, and you know what I'm saying? The community, you know, frowns on them, even ostracized them. I've seen it done to those in my biological family pool. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's because we've made this an unnatural habitat for them to where they feel like even a brother with money is not worthy enough to please.
Mm-hmm.
But they get with some, you know, Joe Blow, Billy the Bob, you know what I'm saying, from trailer trash island. You see what I'm saying? From a trailer park, you know, community. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't never worked a day in their life, ain't got nothing to offer, but to stay married to them and laid up with them for years, having kids by them.
Mm-hmm.
Then to get with a brother. And because of that situation, it's because we allowed them to go that route to where they feel like they can't appreciate us. You know, I hear brothers like, well, you know, I showered that broad with gifts. Excuse my French, but that's how the average brother would look at it like that, you know? I'll shower her with gifts and this and that. The hell with that materialistic stuff. And most of the time you did it because you were selling some dope. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to guarantee a sister everlasting protection from this hostile world and society we live in as a people.
Right.
It ain't like you was getting it legal, and even if you was getting it legal, she still wouldn't appreciate you because you have not put her in a position to where she ain't got to worry about you losing the job. You see what I'm saying? Because she ain't got one. Or you know? It's just like that song, Go Away, Little Boy. You know? I'm working, so why you ain't working? We both got to work as slaves in order to survive, right?
Mm.
But you don't have me in a position, you see, to where I ain't got to work. If you had me in a position where I ain't have to work all the time, where I could be home raising the children most of the time, and you be in a position where I ain't got to worry about you being up under some man called Massa, you know, with a probable chance of losing the job that's helping to keep us both from being homeless and penniless. You see what I'm saying? Then maybe I'll change my tune and look at you different. You see? But that's not the reality with us in indigenous Black America, because we don't consider to look at that, because all we do is look at women as pawn pieces of the puzzle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To expand. And this is just not in our generation. This was in our parents' generation, and this was even in our parents' generation before them. So now you got generations of psychological, resentment. Well, your daddy wasn't this, your granddaddy wasn't that, and you ain't no different. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you can't go from losing to winning, you know? So, the thing is that this is one reason why I don't have children, because I don't want them to be in that position.
Yeah.
To have to look at me like that because of mama. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, when you actually think about the whole situation of this, of the whole big scheme of things, we are guilty more than a woman is. When you look at it in the lenses of what reality is with our situation.
Mm-hmm.
Every other man of every other nationality in this country protects their women.
Absolutely.
Don't let the smooth taste food. Yeah, we know. Well, white man abuse white women, Hispanic man abuse Hispanic women, Asian man abuse Asian women, Arab man abuse Arab women, but not like we abuse our women. It's a big difference. It is a big difference. Let us try to domestically abuse other women of different nationalities and see what type of response we get compared to when we abuse our women. But you know it, you just might find a bullet in the middle of your head, in the middle of the bullseye.
Mm.
And you wouldn't know where it's coming from. You see what I'm saying? Listen, let me tell you a story. A little personal story. And I don't get on here and talk about my parents often. But let me tell you a story. My father, you know, even though me and him don't talk, but he's still my father, okay? He's partly the reason why I'm here, okay? But however, it's always been this thing passed around over the years that he had children by a Hispanic woman, okay? Outside of him and my mother's relationship, okay? And I'm supposed to have siblings by way of that, okay? Now, I don't know if that's a fact, but I know this Puerto Rican woman he was dealing with for years, even since I was a child. I do know that he was told, maybe it was about 20-some years ago, he was told that if he didn't stay away from her, that he was going to get killed. And this was her father who made it completely clear that if he did not leave his daughter alone, he was going to kill her. And knowing the mentality of Hispanic men coming up myself on the East Coast, that's how they protect their women. They don't play that. I don't care if they're Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
They will bump you off about their women. Okay? They don't play that. I know that for a fact. They don't play that. You know? And you know what I'm saying? Of course, we know how these white men running around feeling about brothers intertwining with their women. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like every other group of people in this country has a thing for protecting their women, unlike us. Yeah, they do whatever they want to do with their women. That's their business, and that's their prerogative. And even as far as I'm concerned, that's their right. You know, but let's one of us try and see what the response will be. We don't have that same mentality when it comes to our sisters. And this is why you wonder why we don't get no respect from the rest of society, well as the world. Because we do not give our women that kind of protection. Like them Arabs, especially in the big cities like Detroit, where I come from, could come in our neighborhoods, have our sisters eased on the back of the counter in them places of businesses that we've allowed them to run as businesses in our neighborhoods, and run up in them and throw them a half a pint and a few dollars and tell them to come back whenever they need some more from them. We can't go in their neighborhood in Dearborn and do that. You know, we can't go in no Caucasian neighborhoods and do that because it's going to be a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. So
my thing is that, you know, we have to channel this situation around, and it might be too late.
Mm-hmm.
It just might be too late. But we gonna have to channel this situation around if we want our respect as a people, because we ain't got none.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. And all this individualistic stuff. Listen, let me go in on that before I get done. Let me go in on that before I get done. First of all, let me say this here. I'm kind of guilty of that, okay? But since I've been where I'm at, it don't matter whether I'm out there like those ones that they refer as the Pookies and Ray Rays from among us, as far as chasing after dope, chasing after, you know, some Putain when it comes to one of the drug addicts or out there, you know, just scourging around all over the place, you know, out there breaking the law, or doing some other silly stuff in the streets that could get my freedom took or get me killed. You see what I'm saying? They still look at me as the nigga word. Let me repeat that again. They still look at me as the nigga word. Oh, you just like them.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all the same. especially if they get mad at you and agree with something about you. Oh, you just like them. But you ain't out there breaking the law. You ain't out there selling dope or on dope or prostituting, selling yourself or gang banging or, you know, robbing and taking and breaking in people's stuff or raping people or doing whatever, you know, they do out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you still a nigga word.
Right.
They don't care how legit you are. Everyday law-abiding member or citizen in society. They don't care how much of that you try to be. You still a nigga word. And they're going to treat you in such manner. Even by lumping you up with everybody else. They don't care nothing about that. I hear, and you know, like I said, I had to learn my lesson from that. You see what I'm saying? They don't care nothing about that. You are still a nigga word. You know? You see, like I told you in the other video the other night, you got these black cops out here, you know. Oh, I'm just like you. We wear the same blue uniform color. And in the back, they don't care. You my brother forever. No, they don't look at you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You still a nigga. And they go and they will show you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? They still look at you are a nigga. Point out. So you could dress it up any kind of way you want, like you got these black police officers, you know, who wanna you know what I'm saying, you know, establish black only police, civil rights organizations to try to exclude themselves from the rest of the masses of the 44+ million of us. That still don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all still niggas. I don't care about your organizations either. Or what organizations y'all fall, or what different umbrellas or organizations y'all fall under. All we see is the nigga. That's all we see. So you could try to, and when it comes to this system, you could try to, like Tommy Sotomayor, what's that other dude?
Kevin Samuel.
Yeah, Kevin Samuel. You know, talk down on the soul sister. Listen, let me say this. You can do that all you want to. They gonna even lose more respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
That even make them lose more respect for you. Because now they say, well, shoot, we could have our way with these black women all day and night. Because look at how these how they own men on social media talking down on them. We could rape them and won't have to worry about the consequences. Because their own man don't care nothing about them like that. And this is just the reality of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when a white man, especially if they go in a black neighborhood where they might be scared to approach a black woman any kind of way. Now, they could come in our neighborhoods, like I said. And these other groups of people could come in our neighborhoods and walk all over our sisters because we don't have no protection around them to keep that from happening. See? So, and then, you know, of course, I'm piggybacking off of what was said earlier about these pseudo pro-black organizations like the Nation of Islam, the Moor Science Temple, you know, the Nuwabians that go up under another name now called the Sabians, or whatever that is. You know, the Hebrew Israelites, you know what I'm saying? not offering that protection in a 100% manner.
Mm-hmm.
They say it out their mouth, but they ain't offering that kind of protection. They ain't out there to make sure our women get home safe from work.
Nope.
Get the work safe. They ain't up there by their jobs waiting on them or making sure or checking on them even during their lunch breaks. Or make sure them paperwork bosses ain't trying to get up under their skirt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or disrespecting them any kind of way. Or they got to walk up in there and do something to that cracker. You know what I'm saying? They ain't out there like that. So they telling the damn lie that they about protecting and serving the black woman. That comes more than what you say out your mouth. It comes more than just standing on the corner selling the Muhammad Speaks or a final call paper. Or some damn bean pie. You know? Or standing on the corner propagating with some Moorish American literature or doing whatever you do if you were so-called Nuwabian or Sabian or whatever that is out there, you know? You ain't out there like that. You know? Offering that real type of protection. You know? Making sure if the police walk up on the sister that she don't end up being like a Sandra Bland. You see what I'm saying? You don't see our brothers out there, the so-called pro-black organizations out there. You don't even see the new Black Panther Party out there. And they the only ones out of them all that I know that carry guns. You don't even see them out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about that other black organization that tried to be like them that as far as I'm concerned is defunct? You ain't hearing about them called Don't Take No Shit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck around. That's what they call them. Now they leader been indicted by the feds. You ain't heard nothing about them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, ain't none of them out there. You know, where's even the Crips and Bloods at? The family supposed to be handling things like family. Where they at? Where the black gangster disciples and the vice lords at? You know, when these Mexicans and Puerto Ricans could come up on us and do whatever they want to do in the hood, like they did to you in the ran you out of Compton, California. They used to be predominantly black. Now it's predominantly Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Because they went through that. And guess what? The Mexican gang straight from the penitentiary called the shots on that. Made sure they went through there and ran them Negroes up out of there, terrorized their families and running them up out of there, making them migrate to different parts of California or further east of that state. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then they want to bring that trash to other places around the country. Nothing but a bunch of punks. Straight up. I ain't got no respect. That's when I really lost respect for them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you know what I'm saying? You know, you run around here, you know, and you talk about how tough you is and how gangster you is, but you ain't gangster when it comes to protecting that sister. So police could walk up on that sister now and do whatever they want to do, and you just stand there and watch and holler and shout and call the police out their name and all that. You ain't going up in there stopping it. You stood around and watched that cracker lean his neck on George Floyd's neck. You would do the same thing when it comes to that sister too. You know? So stop talking about y'all about that work. Y'all ain't about that work. can speak like that too, because I come from the streets too. Y'all ain't about that work for real. And as far as on the religious side, looking at it, as far as the pro-black conscious side, y'all ain't about doing, you know, y'all ain't about that liberation as y'all claim y'all about. Serving and protecting the black women.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Serve and protect the black woman, huh? If y'all had that going on, we would, you know, we wouldn't have sisters that call themselves MGTs out of order. Right? Man, get out of here. Can't even control them. I mean, you can't even, you know, control the situation with them. How you gonna control the situation with an average sister out there? That's more hard and aggressive. You know what I'm saying? You know? Oh man, get out of here with that. You know, y'all talk that, you know, y'all talk all that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? And it disgusts me. It really does. It disgusts me. You know? And then you know, you want to be you know, and then have you talk that crap about where, you know, you can't speak on us all like that. Then you go with that individual stuff again. Yeah, you might have some decent brothers out there, you know, that really want to be, you know what I'm saying, about that business when it comes to serving and protecting us all as a community and stuff like that. But at the same time, you just an individual. You're not it's not a group of you, you just an individual. Being an individual ain't gonna never get nothing done and ain't never got nothing done.
Mm-hmm.
When you depended on Martin Luther King or Malcolm X as one individual leader, you see how that went, right?
Huh.
Man, get out of here. Huh. You know? Nobody cares, you know? That's why they can do whatever they want to do to us, because we on that individualism type stuff. Well, brother, you talk all that. Why don't you be the one to step out there first? How about this? How about us all step out there together?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, you just use that as a narrative because you too damn coward to really put on your boots. You too damn coward to put on your boots to get out there like men and soldier, like we should have did a long time ago. This is why we can't get this Mississippi campaign off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because of brothers like that with that type of mentality. Got to have some kind of damn excuse, you know? Well, I'm tired of hearing excuses.
Yes.
That's why that's why I don't vibe like that on social media. Or the people outside this platform. You know? Because I see what the situation is with a lot of brothers. Brother, I got a job, man. I got a business. What you got? You ain't got nothing, no more than what I got. You can lose that. You ain't in no power position to hold on to that forever.
Mm-hmm.
See? Or as long as God watching over me, as long as my creator is providing for me, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay, well, if your creator providing for you, then when the crackers start taking that food off the shelves for real all over the country, and you walk up in them supermarkets or Walmarts and you ain't got no food on the shelf nowhere to find, Ask your God to provide for you then. And it's happening now. It's starting to happen now, and it's getting worse. Yeah. And those of you that say you watch news, you know, you should know what time it is. You see, so, you know, like I said, you know, miss me with that. You know, because see, I'm going to tell you just like this here. What hurts me, and this is a good title, this is a good subject to be on too tonight, because to go in on, because it hurts me that I cannot, out of sincerity or honesty, be close with a soul sister, because I don't have nothing to offer her in terms of what she really needs. And I ain't talking about no mere materialistic stuff, a damn house or car, nothing like that. I'm talking about land where her and her children can really be protected at. And where then she wouldn't mind opening up her gauges to me. You see what I'm saying? Or opening up her arms to me. And really doing it out of love.
Right.
And not out of false intent. Because we allow her to be in that position of where she got to think that way. You see what I'm saying? In order to survive. It hurts me and pains to see that we don't have our sisters in that position. I see a few, from time to time I run into a few, you know, Coca-Cola bodies around here for our sisters, you know, but I don't have nothing to offer them in terms of real power and protection. You know? You know, they don't, you know, and I'm not, you know, I'm gonna tell you, it hurts me when I see that. Do you think they like brothers being in the position that we're in, seeing us in the position that we're in, seeing a lot of us out here the way that we are? Not being in a position to protect them and their children. Do you think they like that? Do you think they like getting up every day, going to a 9 to 5, working at a factory, working at construction sites, which is designed for men to do? You think they really want to do that? Some of them say they would. You know, they don't have no problem with it, but deep down inside, they got a problem with it. They just not going to admit it, but they have a problem with it because we not being the alpha males that we should be. You know? Think a woman want to go in a strip club and swing her body around the damn pole every night just to bring home the bacon? You think she wanted you think she really got a thrill for doing that because she want to do that for real? Man. Man, I mean, really. Man, get the hell out of here. Straight up. You know, I used to go in them strip clubs. Them women be up in there trying to pay their college tuition doing that. You know what I'm saying? But see, if we was alpha males, we wouldn't have to allow them to go through that.
Right.
see what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I mean, you know, man, man, it really pisses me off, man. I'll be honest, it pisses me off to see that. You know, and then you got good brothers who's got a sincere heart that got to catch the heat. Because you got alpha males who ain't being alpha males. You know, that's another thing in itself. But, you know, we wouldn't have to go through none of that if we all came together and decided to be alpha males when it comes to our sisters. You know, and I mean, it's not no joke, man, right now, for the position that we are allowing our soul sisters to be in. And we need to wake up and come to our damn senses and realize that we got to get them up out this situation, or else we all going down in this boat. And which is inevitable, and it's just that simple. And with that, I pass the mic back to our brother, Angel Snup 7. Thanks for letting me speak, brother.
Yes, sir. No problem at all. Matter of fact, that was an incredible commentary, very insightful commentary. I can see why the brothers get excited when you show up. That was very, very good. Very good. Definitely appreciate your commentary. In fact, I really truly believe tonight we did a real wonderful tag team.
Yeah,
that was a very, very good tag team that we did tonight, because again, it goes back to family. It goes back to teamwork and organization, because I can't do everything. I can't think of everything. You cannot depend on one individual.
Right.
You just can't do it. I don't care how divine and how smart he is. He just can't do it. It's too much to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much to be done, and no person knows it all.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to lose at this, because just like Brother Claude Anderson said that racism is a team sport.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most certainly.
If you can't play and think that you're going to win at this game as an individual, you might put up a lot of points, but you're not going to win the game, because one man can't beat a team.
Exactly.
I remember back in the day watching Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan used to do 50, 60 points, a night sometimes.
Right.
Went home a loser, never did get a championship. When he learned how to play team ball and respected his teammates and stopped hogging the ball, showing off, then the Chicago Bulls start winning championships.
Right.
Matter of fact, when they did win a championship, it was back-to-back.
Right. It sure was.
It was back-to-back, and then it was that year. I forgot what happened, but they missed a year. Then it was back-to-back. It was 3 in a row. Then they skipped a year. Then it's 3 more back-to-backs.
Yep.
And I think they still hold the record for the most consecutive wins in the NBA. I think that was like 72 wins in a row.
Yeah.
I think the Bulls still hold that record.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they hold that record for the most wins. Because I'm like, I'm a Bulls fan, but I was like, when y'all gonna lose?
Right. I was too.
I'm like, man. Now I'm not bragging on myself, but I used to play a little ball myself.
Right.
And it got to the point where I was Soul Brother 85 said Golden State beat the record. But you know, I don't mean to brag, but it's just a reality. When I used to play ball out there, I used to beat folks so bad. I'm like, I'm getting tired. I start cheering for the other team. Because really it gets to the point where it's not even fun no more. You need competition. You need somebody to give you, you know, you need somebody to play with.
Right.
You know, what sense do it make knowing that you're gonna win? You know, you go out there. That's not fun. You want to play with somebody that's gonna give you a run for the money. That's not fun. But the NBA during that period of time, believe me, nobody would purposely want the Bulls to win back to back. Nobody purposely want nobody to do nothing like that.
Right.
And I'm very sure those people that was playing me didn't want that either. But you know, good. You was just good at the time. But yeah, very good commentary. And the brothers, of course, thank you for that, for what you said. Brother Phil Fox joined the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brother Phil Fox joined the chat. So I just want to say this, and we're gonna call it a night. Speaking of how unnatural we've become, there was a news article on Facebook. It was this brother who jumped off the 4th floor or something like that. It was a long drop, but it wasn't something where he could, you know, chances are he could kill himself. But it was a long drop. I think it was the 4th floor, 3rd floor, something like that.
Okay.
And the reason why,
go ahead.
Yeah, this is a recent event. And the reason why he did that, because he got into it with his sister and she put a knife on him because he wouldn't have sex with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said that she pulled out a knife on him and gonna try to force him. And you know, he didn't have a choice but to you know, he jumped out off the balcony. Now there was a time you wouldn't hear stories like this about women, so desperate like that. Matter of fact, we go back to our example, which is nature. You do not see females in nature chasing the male. You do not see that. It's always the male chasing up behind the female. Now she makes it
down because she wouldn't give him no cootie count.
Yeah, that's right. This was a woman. She gonna take him by force. And she pulled a knife.
Wow.
That goes to show you. And there's a lot of aggressive women out like that. I told you, if it wasn't for the aggressiveness of women, I would be a virgin right now. I never asked a woman for sex.
Right.
They always came to me. Matter of fact, even gave me that old sob story that a lot of men use on women. Well, if you love me, you you know.
Right.
Yeah, chick used that old line on me. And really what got me was the curiosity of the whole thing. I wanted to see, you know, I'm just like, well, let me see what all this is about. People, you know, tell me it's so, you know, everything is so great and wonderful, whatever. And I'm like, this ain't what, you know, this is over exaggerated. And even to this day, it's still over exaggerated. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. You know, to me, if you have a low mentality, yeah, it's all great or whatever. But if you function on a high level and your thinking process is just high, you're just a high functioning person, that don't really impress you because hell, dogs have sex Ants have sex. Goats have sex. What are you doing that a dog can't do? So what? No big deal. But you know, like Piggly Wiggly said, it's about the pleasure. It's about the pleasure. Ooh, that feels so good. Woo, you know, they like to make them faces. Ah, you know, all that crazy stuff. I'm like, I know Piggly Wiggly was doing that crap, you know, making all them faces, doing all. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I'll be glad when this crap is over. But that goes to show you how unnatural we become. And it's because our sisters, we have not created a society. Again, just like you said in your commentary, she's not living in her society. She's living in an unnatural society. She's living in a freakazoid society. Nobody have no scruples. Nobody have no morality. Nobody have nothing. You don't have to be religious to have some type of moral standard and value for yourself. And so you can create an environment where this is just how we are every day. It's not a Bible thing. It's not a Quran thing. We do this because it's good for us. And we learn that righteous behavior can be just as exciting and fun and pleasurable as unrighteous behavior. Because we've been living and practicing the unrighteous behavior, and look where we're at. And let's not forget the STDs and people's broken hearts, you know, because they, you know, they pretend like they love you and they don't. They just want your money or your sex, or, you know, the whole thing. You know, you live in a Barnum and Bailey world. You know, it's fake, frauds. You don't know who to trust. So Sister Noble said, I just rather be by myself. But she don't have to be, she didn't have to be by herself. She chose to be that way. And in her case, her behavior, her attitude, the way she looks at things, she's always going to be by herself. Always. Because she's selfish. It's all about her. What she want, how she think. She want to force her beliefs on people. That's another one of the reasons why she lost those jobs. And Black Sign even gave an example of how she talked. When she was an atheist, she tried to force her atheism on Christians. When she's a Christian, she tried to force her Christianity upon others. That's how she is. You're not going to get nowhere like that. And then you taking it to the job. That's not what, you're not on the job to convert people to religion and your ideas. You're on the job to work. Do your job and go home. She even made a video herself where she was so disruptive in Kroger that the security guard had to come to her, ma'am, you're going to have to leave.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah. And that's not the first time, because I was with her and she was doing, I was like, why are you doing it? Why are you talking? Why are you, why are you drawing attention to yourself like that? Nobody care about what you're talking about like that. They here to shop and whatever and go on about their business. But she's wacky like that. I don't understand. I don't understand. But again, another example of us in an unnatural environment, and that's what makes us insane. And when you are insane, you're not responsible for your actions. You don't know any better. You're insane. You're not responsible for your actions. And we as a people, we would be or could or should be considered, we're insane. We're out of our minds. We don't know who the hell we are. We Black, we Moorish, we Muslim, we are Nubian. We don't know what the hell we are. We a nigger. We don't know what the hell we are. Can't even get the identity together. You know, so we're messed up. And just like you said, and I always say, it already might be to the point of no return. We we've probably already ran out of time. But we'll see. We're going to work our end to the best of our ability till that time runs out. And I enjoy the company of the people that we surround ourselves with. This is the year of the purge, and all the riffraff and all the negativity and all these nasty behaviors, all that's gone. Isn't it peaceful? Look how peaceful we've been. And wonderful. No kind of arguing, no kind of debating. Nobody. All that old cussing and swearing and my penis is big and all that old crazy talk.
My putty is tight. Damn.
All that old crazy stuff.
Wow.
So it might be we have to on this channel be like what the Jesus of the scriptures say, be in the world but not of the world. And that's what we're going to be here. Let them keep doing what they do. Just stay the hell away from us with that crap. And so on that note, you're on the speakerphone, Taalik.
Yeah.
But I just put up a picture of our First Lady of Soul, Sister Terry.
Okay.
And I got this from her Instagram. Now I love you, Terry Ellis. I can't help it. This is a beautiful picture of Terry. She's sitting in a chair. I guess she's in front of her home, I would assume. She got a nice dress. She's just looking so sharp. Classy. She got her hair nice. She just She's just the bomb. She would be what we would call back in the 70s. She just foxy. And she deserves heaven on earth. She deserves protection. She deserves a good man. She deserves food, clothing, and shelter. She deserves resources. She deserves to be in a place where she can control, she can help make the laws, the policies, she can feel protected. She deserves all that. Our sisters deserve all that. Respect must be earned. There's a lot of us, we want respect, but we think somebody's supposed to give it to us. No, we have to earn it. All those women who side with Cynthia G and all those other black men hating type women, the woman's fear, whoever they are. If we got our act together, and if we just took control of one state like Mississippi, and we took our talents and was successful, what could they say? There's nothing they can say. All their talking points is done. Everything that they say wouldn't mean nothing no more.
You wouldn't have no Cynthia G.
No. No.
Some of these other sisters too that be getting on there.
Yeah.
Talking down on the soul brothers, you wouldn't have them either.
Yeah. Yeah. All that would be over with. Make them shut up. But the only way you can make them shut up is we have to do what's required of us and not try to force somebody to respect us. Earn that respect.
Right.
What can they say when you control a state? Not run a business, because clearly they're not impressed because you got a business.
Nah.
They're not impressed because of your silly business. Even if it's a multi-million dollar, they're not impressed by that. But if you took control of a state, something that has never been done by us, never, what could they say? And then they come to that state. They don't see trash all over the grass. The grass is kept cut. All the abandoned houses are bulldozed over. We're growing food on those. Since we make the laws, we can grow food on those empty spots. There's a lot of things we can do when you can change the law and make it the way you want it.
Right.
You come there and everything, the brothers running everything, controlling everything. And we're doing it fair and righteous to the best of our ability. Of course, mistakes will be made. Nobody is perfect. But we're going to try to be fair and just to everybody. Even the Caucasian people, it'll probably be more Caucasian people trying to move to Mississippi than us. You know, because who wouldn't want to live in a good, peaceful type place?
Right.
Where people actually got it together.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to be there, no matter what race you are? So it's up to us.
Might make them want to even say, well, damn, you know what, since they did that with Mississippi, let them have Alabama and Georgia.
Absolutely.
and even stuff that they own, people will like, don't get in their way.
Right. And plus, you know, also what it would do, that type of action, what that would do would put them on Front Street, because they always said black people lazy, they don't want to do nothing, blah, blah, blah. Well, here we are. Here we are. Now, why would you get in our way? You said we're trifling, we're lazy, we're welfare recipients. And that's one of the primary goals too. Nobody in Mississippi is going to be getting EBT cards and living off any kind of welfare.
Right.
We're gonna eliminate that. Everybody is put to work. Like I said, even little children, they can put seeds in the ground. You know, when you at home, children want to help vacuum the floor. Children want to help wash the dishes. You know, when they're children, they want to help mommy and daddy do stuff. Or if you raise them that way, give them something to do. Like the Bible said, an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Right.
Give people a purpose in life. Give them something to do. If they don't have a purpose for their life, they don't know what to do. Give them something to do. As adults, we're supposed to guide the children. They're not supposed to just go out there and just hang out and try to fix. No, we're supposed to help them. We're supposed to guide them. And even that saying, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, it holds true for adults also. Because apparently we got too much time on our hands. We got enough time to run around here and be really, really stupid and ignorant. So we don't have enough to do. We need to put it. But the main thing is, there's nothing wrong with work. We got to work. But in Mississippi, things that we can control, we picking cotton, but we picking cotton for us.
And we ain't got to do it 40 hours.
No, and you don't have to do it 40 hours.
No.
You set up a system where you can still live good and might only have to work 3 or 4 days out of the week. Spend time with your family.
Right.
Because there's plenty of us. There's plenty of people to get the job done. You don't need to make no career. Your career is loving your wife, loving your husband, loving your children, loving your nation. That's your career.
And you know, if you go to some countries over in Europe, they say they don't work. They not workaholics like they is in America.
No.
They give them enough time where they can spend with their families.
Right.
And stuff. it equally is just as much as they work, and that helps balance out the situation with the society, you know. And you know, we could do basically a similar situation like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. So, on that note, I thank you, everybody, for this spontaneous late night broadcast. But I just had this on my mind. I really didn't feel like coming live, but I wanted to. I didn't feel like, but I wanted to. So I called Taalik. He jumped on board. And tonight, I think we did, well, not think, I know we did a pretty good job. Nobody can touch us. None of these other YouTubers can touch us. None of them. I don't care how many subscribers they got. Because not only do we, as they say, complain, not only do we talk about the problem, but we bring solution. We offer healing. And that's something these other folks don't do. Because if the problem was solved, they won't have nothing to do. But see, that's our job. That's what we want, to solve the problem, because we know there's plenty to do. Plenty to do for everybody. So on that note, again, thank you, Brother Taalik, for your commentary. Incredible job. Incredible job. Thank you, Deacons of Reality, Phil Fox. Shout out to our sister Ann out there in YouTube land. Shout out to visitors I'm not used to seeing in the chat room. To those who are listening and those who will be listening to this broadcast at a later date. It's always an honor for us to come before you and come back and see us sometime again. Yeah? Hopefully, maybe Sunday we'll come back and do another live stream. Maybe Sunday. But we want to begin also to think about Soul Liberation Day, which is about a month or so away. So we want to start promoting Soul Liberation Day, which is our biggest video of the year. And we won't have any troublemakers, loudmouths, and all this foreign garbage. Soul Liberation Day will be RealitysTemple on earth in its purest form. That's what we want, and we're going to keep it that way. No more of this foreign garbage. Also, in December, Soul Liberation Day is in December, and I just got an email from Brother Omar Shabazz, who is working on the documentary Malcolm X, A Diamond Among Men, and he expects to try to have that DVD ready by December or early January 2022. So looking forward to that. Also, I'm still in contact and waiting on our brother Astro Boo Baby to begin this project of this single that was inspired by Michael Jackson. I would like to put together. And I think it's going to be interesting. If we can do it right, it's going to be it might get the attention of my Terry.
All right.
Because, because if this single is done the way I feel it, the way I saw Michael Jackson do it in my dream, and Michael Jackson fans want to hear Michael again, because this single that I want to put out, Michael Jackson fans are going to like it. They're going to like it because it sounds like it's like Michael, like something Michael would do. Matter of fact, in my dream, it was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was doing this song. But I'm going to have to try to pull that off. I believe I can. I've been impersonating Michael and doing Michael Jackson since the 70s, since 1979. And he's my primary person, and Elvis are the two primary people that I've always impersonated. But I'm telling you, this single might put us in a place we probably never thought we would go. It might get the attention of Terry and EnVogue. You never know. You never know what might happen in life. But you never know until you try.
Right.
You never know until you try. Like the Mississippi cat, oh, that ain't gonna work, and blah blah. How you know? You ain't even try.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what might work because it's never been tried before. No, you don't want to try. And you really don't want it to be tried because it'll make all these people look really, really bad because they've been doing their thing for generations and can't get nothing going. But that's on them. We're going to keep doing, like the brother said, we're going to keep doing the do. But don't step in the do-do. On that note, let me get out of here. Again, thank you, Brother Taalik. Thank you to the chat room. Thank you for those who are listening. Until next time, as Don Cornelius used to always say, as in part, ooh, Terry, you just look so good to me. Oh, my goodness. Woo. Terry. We have to say, as in parting, until next time, y'all, I wish us love, peace, and songs. We already 5,000. Catch you on the flip.